With their new ally in tow, the heroes of Otari decided to reconnect with the Drow of Ildaris, willingly submitting their weapons to enter their domain and treat with their leader, one Quora or Shendiel. Upon their initial visitation, they met her cousin Falshi, who was once saved by a previous makeup of the heroes of Otari, and he eagerly supported their entry. The meeting with Quora hinged on the heroes telling their tale nearly in full, broken pieces of a journey experienced and passed on to them. Quora was moved by the tale they told. She conceded the reputation and bond of word that her own people were committed to with Belcora, but she also conceded that such ties were nothing more than a bid for survival and a nod to the commitment of previous leaders and her lineage. She would see an irrevocable end to such oaths, and told the heroes of secrets her own father sought to rid her people of their abhorrent obligations. And as such, the heroes were directed back to the hunting grounds with a fond farewell and an eager ally in the fall of Belcora and those who serve her.
Let's do something that's bad for audio.
Woo!
Everybody, check this out.
What you wearing?
See that?
Ooh. Otari from the water side.
You can see the end of the log flume that goes from the giant's wheel down to a dock where they can load boats.
That's personally what I'm fighting for, the log flume.
Yeah, also tell me how those logs stop at the bottom, because I just see those barreling right through whatever boat this is.
Yeah, I don't... Well, actually, at that point, it's not even it's not a flume anymore with water. I think it's actually like a... What's the word? A belt system?
Conveyor belt?
Conveyor belt, thank you.
Nice.
Conveyor
Typical
belt.
medieval conveyor belt. Got it.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You've seen the inventor class, right?
Logs float.
They just put them in the water and then they scoop them out with hooks and shit.
Could make a kick-ass water park there, though.
What else do you see in that picture?
The Otari fishery.
I see some mountains. I don't see a lighthouse, that's for sure.
Oh, I do.
Want to get your eyes checked there, Cam?
Upward inflection at the end of the sentence implies sarcasm.
Thank you, James.
Other jokes.
Downward inflection implies a serious tone.
I have to listen to these.
I know. Me too, bud.
We see the whole Don Flair Library. Here's a little picture of that as well.
Honestly,
Ooh.
like looking at the picture of Otari in full there, it's the first time it struck me just how weird it is how far inland that fucking lighthouse is.
It's one of those things. It's like it's not in the right spot. So you're like, why is it there at all? Because it has a very different purpose.
For evil.
Yeah, honestly, a swamp lighthouse is so fucking metal. Like, it just is. No purpose. Just dope. Rising up from the fucking bog with all the fog around it.
Well, think it's camouflage more than anything.
Yeah, there's a reason we don't have any lighthouses in Houston.
We have a second image here of the Dawnfire library. That this is the original image in the adventure. I didn't realize the module for Abomination Vaults came with like images that must have like layers over them. So here's like the undead jumping down the cliff from the graveyard onto the lighthouse. I'm sure I've shown you that one before. Here's another.
My limited extent of art gives me pause at how off the perspective is in that picture, but that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they're not all. Yeah, bang on. I mean, look at the one I just gave you here. That the Dawnflower library looks incredibly tiny and in a different layout, even though it's meant to be the same thing.
Wait a minute. Are you saying different artists can have different interpretations on source material?
How dare they?
Indeed, indubitably.
Do what's in my brain only.
Yeah.
Person I've never met.
No, I've started this jokey little not good for audio thing because I've remembered and realized today that there's some really cool artwork included in this adventure. In most of the adventures, there's some really cool pieces of art, that must have taken quite a bit of time to draw, and I think it's really neat. And so I fully plan on sharing these in the Discord if when the episode drops, like people should ask. I'll post a few. Speaking of being super metal, like this is the fog fen, the representation of the fog fen. That's where your lighthouse is meant to be.
This looks like a glow-in-the-dark poster that you could buy from
Yeah,
Spencer's
I was
Gifts in the
thinking
90s.
Hell yeah, let me grab the lava lamp from the other room and let's party.
Yeah, some of the images given like don't really apply to what's written in the adventure, such as this one, where it's like effectively in the fog fen, but there's a human man being plagued by wisps, but wisps I've never seen before. They're green glowing skulls
With the what are they called? The Pathfinder iconics behind, just doing absolutely nothing about it.
Yeah, just watching this guy get mega haunted. Like,
Yeah,
sucks.
lots of iconics in these pictures, and like then you have some images that are really cool because I think it gives you it evokes like your surroundings. So that picture of the fog fan is so like it's down like a specific trail. It's centered in the view. You have your foliage and your trees on either side, but then you have this one where it's just a sort of low down view of like ruins stairs, and that's like the outer keep of the Gauntlet. And it just gives it a bit of a, I don't know, like a tangible feel for me.
Is that where like the Mitflits or whatever the fuck they were fighting down there in that little hole, and we just firebomb the shit out of them?
This is another one of those images that I have an alternate one, and it actually shows an iconic in some of the gremlins, the mudlickers.
Yeah, and it is so like innocent, first level RPG kind of motif.
Yeah,
they're trying to get us to eat poo.
If you look at it without much context, it looks like they're just like, save us! And then you see the rocks hurling up at the guy, and it's like, oh, never mind.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah.
It looks like they're throwing bullets.
Yeah.
Like just 40 cal shells.
Which it does. And they had darts, you remember. They were throwing darts, but apparently that's what they're using for darts. They look like little bullets.
Yeah. That's also not how you throw darts.
Or bullets.
Absolutely not. We have...
that one got me, Scott.
We've got this was actually pretty cool. It's a definitely different style, but here's fighting the Morlocks in the ruins below in the second level.
This one I've seen before.
Yeah.
This might be a cover for one of the for one of the modules.
I mean, it's somewhere included in this adventure anyway. I don't know if it featured anywhere else. But yeah, here's some of the ghoul cultists.
Oh, that's tight.
Anyone notice anything about
that?
This image in particular that stands out?
The thaumaturge in it.
That's a cleric.
I've never seen as an
cleric.
iconic before.
That's the iconic
That's a cleric of Saren Ray.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. Oh, it looks like they're holding up a
That's
mirror.
a holy symbol. But what's that around their neck?
That's
the flesh.
They had flesh hanging around their neck.
That's so sick. Everyone would give me a bad look if I had a jerky necklace.
Didn't one do that mid-combat to regain health?
Right?
You're right, James. Some of them could do that mid-combat to regain health. You're right.
I think it happened.
Yeah.
And Scott, candy necklace.
Yeah, but I want jerky necklace.
Jerky.
Anyone who listened and or might remember the intro to Chapter 3's exposition involved pre-ghoul transformation, but them having this meat on their neck and like chewing on it, and it was part of how they the librarians turned into the ghoul cult.
Ghoul,
And,
you crazy.
And the ghost that Tulok put to rest with the book and learned bookbinding lore was the one who would not partake.
You're right. This is bad audio.
Hey, if you're still with us, listeners, bless
We'll
your
get there
heart.
soon.
Here's another one. Oddly enough, there is an alternative one to this one because this is this is like a hallway with a blue light at the end.
The hand.
This is where you would have found the Karen Whites, and there is an image with the Karen Whites in the book in the one of the iconics here, but for some reason it's not included in the module. It's the one thing that's missing that I knew was missing anyway. But that blue light, who remembers what that blue light was?
That's where the hand was, wasn't it? The rock that the hand had cut up? Or was that the invisible wall or the wall?
Yeah, it's like the ectoplasmic wall. Yeah, exactly. Here's just a cool general one, but I think it's meant to be from the 4th level.
That's a force barrage if I've ever seen one.
And a bunch of ghosts.
Poltergeist.
I think it's like the poltergeists basically, yeah. Or it looks like there's a few of them though, or like 3 of them at least. That probably is Force Bolt, eh? I always picture Force Bolts or Magic Missiles purple for some reason in my head, but
because of Tulok? Rest in peace.
I guess it could be because of Tulok. I'm trying to remember now. Actually, I think in Baldur's Gate 3 it's red.
What level do you have to be to cast 6 of them, though?
Well, it starts with
continuity error.
No, it's 5th level
Continuity
because it
error.
would be 6 bolts at 5th level for a 3rd rank magic force barrage.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I don't remember. I've moved on.
I always pictured them as like just transparent, like waves of force.
Are you as waves of force, not like
Not well, like bolts, but like you know what I mean, like kind of like no visible form to them. It's just like it would be like a predator running at you real quick and small.
Never thought of that.
Like Wheel of Time, not the TV show, am I right?
Not the TV show. Fuck that TV show.
Oh,
there's the band.
what were they called?
Anyone?
Bebop and Rocksteady.
The Grave.
It even has the mohawk.
We found a poster for them later, if I remember correctly, or like in episode 100.
Yeah, I referenced them in episode 100. Yeah, there is like a metal advertisement on a paper.
Oh, that's annoying.
With like
Fuck.
Gothic letters. No one remembers? Oh no, that's a shame.
I can look it up, but I don't remember.
Yeah, if you get a note, find it for us. Who knows the significance of this image? I love this audio. It's so funny.
Well, that's where what's his dick died.
Yeah, Carmen Reggiani.
That's the only thing you can identify him
Very
with
likely where
afterwards.
Carmen died. Yeah, this also involves like needles shooting out of holes in the walls, but you have these saw blades coming out. That would have been scythe blades, but I like to assume that this is. Look, we have a fire trap in the background too.
For the listeners, if any of you are still here, it's a booby-trapped hallway.
Yeah, and for the listener, if you've gotten this far and we haven't posted this in the Discord yet, just ask one of us what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah, say fuck you, Barn.
Yeah, just
Shadow Malice?
Shadow Malice.
Yeah, Shadow Malice.
That's the one.
Hey.
That's the one.
And this is the hall where we lost Carmen, right?
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's not.
I mean, I lost him. He was everywhere.
You lost him in a trap hall. Definitely not. I don't think that one exists in the adventure. But
I mean, there were spinning blades. So.
yeah, but they were specifically scythe shaped, and that's like those are like power saw basically. Here's a good one fighting the Erdefon. They look a little bit comical in this like art style. They don't look very intimidating, if you ask me.
Yeah.
When I can see your vitals, it's kind of less intimidating immediately.
Until you're in real life, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, if I saw these in real life, I definitely would not be super stoked. I'd be like, oh.
It's funny you say that, James. It's almost odd that the Erdefons don't have like a weakness to critical hits. Like because or like precision damage.
or precision, at least.
Yeah. It's weird. Like there's so much more obvious where you need to strike.
I don't know if having a good, clear view of your liver would help me.
Here's a scene that it doesn't exist, but it does involve a creature you fought. This is the Urna Curse, holding one of the iconics over a flesh-warping vat of some kind.
It looks less sad in this than I picture it.
Yeah, I didn't expect like a Joker vat of acid that they're doing the.
It looks like something out of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
And here's
less horrifying.
I gotta be honest, I was never super happy with the Jaffa Key fight and how you guys got there and that sort of element of the story. You know, hindsight's 2020, of course, but this picture, I think, evokes the combat in that room way more than I ever imagined. We imagined it. I don't know about you, but like, there's so much more going on here. This is them fighting a Drider in like a flesh warping lab, and it looks badass. It's really cool, but
yeah, because you put those fuckers on the wall, and it was just a slog.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure we were just throwing stones at it or books or something.
Yeah, but that was our fault for not having a ranged weapon.
That's true.
So sorry, that was James's fault for having a melee character who didn't have ranged weapons.
Meow.
I don't think anyone else had an issue. She punch. James learned a lesson that day, which I hope was you can't just have one shtick.
Do behave.
I understand it. That doesn't mean I learned it.
I also love this image because it gives a sense of scale to the floors in the second book and like those spiral staircases that went down into through 3 floors. So like what you might remember when you first arrived after going through that ectoplasmic wall, you immediately encountered some Grothlets and a gibbering mouther, and here's 2 Grothlets just guarding that spiral.
Yeah,
area.
gross.
Yeah, gross is right. They look
a lot more
gnarly.
mucus than I pictured.
They look way better than the tokens.
What some
happened?
of the
like they look.
You think that looks better? Look at this one, James. Look at this Barbazu.
Yeah, I mean that's what my brain.
Yeah. That's way more
so
tight.
cool. This is in the forge room where Barkenbuck would have been, and there was a Barbazu in there. But damn, is that image cool? If you
I
ask
wish
me,
the beard was a little longer. That's my only complaint about that.
I do
image.
too, because they have a wriggling beard. It's like meant to attack you. So yeah, I agree. It should be longer.
Maybe
Even
Yeah,
if the
1,000
beard
years
was
and that's
not
all
long.
you've got.
It just comes wriggling out at you when he doesn't use it to attack.
Yeah. Just a couple more. Just actually 2 more.
Hold on out, listeners. We're almost there.
Get this one in for scale for all of you. This is the Goliath spider that you fought. Well, a rendition of it. Amongst
We don't know how tall those people are.
incredibly large mushrooms all around it.
It's gigantic, listeners. Capital
very,
G
very, very
and
large.
lowercase g.
And to set the stage for our session today, you have gone from Ildaris, where the Drow sort of outpost, and you were sent through a secret passage. There was a mushroom kind of patch area where the giant furred lizards were kind of grazing. You were warned not to head to the southwest because of this fog of death that no one's returned from, and you decide to head back to the main sort of cavernous chamber of these hunting grounds, which you may remember, so far you've really only gone to the Erdefon camp from here, but where you climbed down that ladder, you were right on the side of a lodge within this cavern. Here is a picture of the cavern and the lodge within. Sans ladder for some reason. Yeah, take a look at that. That should give you a sense of scale of the area that you are in and that you are walking towards.
It's not as far as I thought.
Really? That building's 2 stories?
Nope, it's a 1 story.
Okay.
No,
but
that's 1 story.
I think it's elevated a bit.
I mean, in this
no, it's
picture, it
1
has
story.
a garage door and then a window above it. So, where's that garage door at?
There's a half space. Crawl space.
And that ends our segment of Fuck You Listeners. Now it's time for the ear candy.
With arguably the best segue I've done. By giving you a picture of where you're actually walking towards.
Yeah, the listeners are going to love that.
It's okay.
Big payoff.
Well, again, if you're listening and you're not in the Discord, you should be. Join us in there. I will definitely post all of these pictures. I've put them in a particular order so I could do this more easily. So,
Freeman.
And of course, I have more from the adventure, but I put them in effective order of the adventure that I could find. So, anywho, yeah, you are venturing back into the hunting grounds from the south this time. As you venture into the main cavern, there are still several pillars, floor to ceiling in front of you that go very high. You know that the Ordofon camp that you had invaded before is to your west. You can see the lodge to your north. There is a route to take to the east of the lodge as well, but or go around the back side of it as well. And there is that outbuilding that you did not investigate beside the lodge on the sort of very still, not quite as fetid, but rather stagnant lake. On the other side of the lake, you will also see, I'm just going to cover a few bases here anyway, as you decide which direction you go. You would see a carved stone building in the rock to the north across the lake. And on the eastern side of the lake, you will have seen the strange green glow of some natural crystal formations. However, you tell me where you're going and why. I've given you all those descriptions with the assumption that you remember what was near the lodge in the outbuilding, and that you're doing a little meander around the immediate area.
Okay. Hear me out. When we were getting this information last app, there's a treasure room overlooking the lake, which has secrets of the lenses. Is that the boathouse? I wonder. At any rate, I say we investigate.
The boathouse?
Yeah. Or find where the treasure vault is.
Okay, so you want to go here, Scott?
Yes.
Okay, that was where the Caligni were in this building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Caligni were in the building to the east. Yeah, and you guys had thought about going into this outbuilding, but you decided not to, and then ventured down to the southwest, and that's where you found the Urdefon.
And for the record, I'm not saying 100% that this stupid-looking boathouse is the treasure vault, but I'm just saying if I'm looking for a treasure vault that overlooks the lake, the only building overlooking the lake is where I'm going to start.
Where did you get the treasure vault thing from? Just remind me.
From James's notes.
Oh, okay.
So also take that with a grain of salt.
Where did those notes reference, James? Do you remember? I don't remember telling you about a treasure vault. I probably did, but
it says
notes.
Secrets to the lenses are in the old treasure vault, which overlooks the lake.
Oh, that's okay. This was from Morlabent's notes that he got from Telford.
No, this is from Cora.
Yeah.
From Belcora?
No, Quora.
Oh, Cora or Shendiel. Okay. Okay, right. Okay, I forgot. She gave you a lot of information. Yeah, because she had her ancestors, her father and sister were killed, trying to investigate that sort of rumor or legend or what have you.
I feel like I nat 20'd on something in there and got some good info. And listeners, if I'm wrong on that, you might have listened to this 5 minutes ago. But for me, it was a long time ago.
It's been over a month. Like a month or more.
And I got a smooth brain.
Smooth brain.
Teflon brain. Harold, I don't disagree with your assessment of checking out the boathouse, but I don't believe that there would be a magnificent treasure trove located so close to the Caligni and they would not have taken it for themselves.
That sure sounds like disagreeing.
I'm not saying we should not investigate it. I am merely... Oh, you are yanking my chain. I see.
It's a joke. It's a joke. See, Inoki got it.
Inoki just starts crawling up at Harold's leg like...
Inoki's cannibalizing the other mushrooms.
Yeah, I ain't saying that's where it is. I'm just saying it's as good a place to start as any.
Right, in this week, Goody.
At the very least, we may be able to find a boat there to help us boat around said lake.
Let's just avoid the old southwest over here, if you don't mind.
And perhaps the Caligny. They did not receive us particularly warmly last time, Beryl.
I see.
The more we can avoid, the better, really.
Ah,
Nick says as they chart uncharted territory.
it is okay, Nikaj. I understand the social anxieties.
Oh, I'm sure I'll get over it. I'll just find something to stab.
There you go.
Once again, Beryl just has to resist petting the little kobold. Just like you can see it in her eyes. She wants to, but she's not because he's an adult. It's demeaning.
Hand just leaves the staff for a second.
That barrel's nice, but she's real handsy. And they move north.
Yep.
Heading north. Okay, so you head up to close to the lodge. You're right by the double doors of the lodge and by the single door of the boathouse. Let me just double check whether or not that door is locked.
I'd like to check for traps.
Of course, please do.
It is a 27.
Okay, you do not detect any traps.
Now, anyone able to check magic on this? Because I want to watch out for that, too.
Oh. And Beryl will cast Detect Magic.
Detect magic. You do detect some magic within, but not on the door.
The door does not seem to be magically armed, and but there does seem to be something magical inside.
Well, hot damn. Is it locked?
You try the door, but it seems to be not locked by the feel of it, but perhaps just so sturdy but so old that it's been just like slowly rotted shut.
What are those doors, me?
Well, only one thing to do in a situation like this, and Nick would like to take a 5-foot step to the north, pull out his insistent door knocker, and attach it to the wall.
Okay.
Nice.
Bastard. How many times can you use that? Is that a consumable?
Once per day.
Damn it.
Suck it,
Using
Barn.
on the opposite building. Okay, let me just draw a little door wall for you. Come on, a bitch.
Shout out door wall.
I'll just make this whole wall a door real quick.
I'm proud of you, Barn, for not being like, the wall's 2 feet thick.
No, it's an outbuilding on a lake. It's definitely not.
It's just a solid piece of stone with like a small crevice in the middle. Okay, Nick tries this door.
Okay. You create yourself a door in the wall of this building, and you crack it open, and basically inside, it is sort of just filled with like mold and lichen and like it's stone inside, but it's definitely like the moisture over the years has really taken hold of the place. But it's basically just a squat stone building. It's only 8 feet high in total, so the ceiling's pretty low. And but when you open the door and step in, you immediately see there's like an old rotted boat on the wall to the north, and a couple doors that lead out to the docks you would have seen on the lake itself. But more importantly, you see by the western door a humanoid figure standing with its back to you. And it looks like its skin is like really dark, like it's like almost blackish gray. and there's like weird like sort of like wrappings and bandages over them. And as the back is to you, it looks like at the like really high up on their back, they're hunched over. Like they're not quite hunched their whole back, but like right at their shoulders, it's a big hunch forward. And where you would think is some sort of like long hair or ponytail or something is actually like this sort of weirdly stiff, muscular like tail at the back of its head with like some sort of whiskery tendrils like pointing back as well. And it's just standing there really still. Do you step into the room?
How did they see me?
Classic catfish head. Yeah, he will step into the room.
Okay, you step into the room, and as soon as you do, this figure turns around to look at you, and it looks like this.
Oh, that is a catfish on a head. Like a catfish head.
Oh,
on a
literally,
human
that's a
body.
catfish.
It looks like a weird-ass catfish that's been grafted onto where its head should be. And it turns around and it's wearing, like, it's barely wearing anything, just some of these, like, almost ceremonial wrappings, like some strange, like old, like, bracers and belt and stuff that look like they've seen a lot of wear and tear. And in one hand is this, like, mace that has this glowing blue orb that you swear has like a little like crackle of electricity inside of it. This thing just turns and lets out some strange gurgle that only a dying fish could produce. Roll for initiative.
Don't suppose that's a polarizing mace you've got right there.
Oh, snap.
Put Harold and Ruff, put yourselves in an appropriate position. That makes sense because I kind of paused the game there on you and I moved you barrel, but okay. I'm gonna roll for I'm gonna start combat. We're gonna roll for initiative. What do y'all get?
Nick coming in with a nat 20 for a 38.
Okay, Nick's ready to go.
Barrel coming in with a 17 for a 35.
Okay.
28 for Ruff.
Okay, and Harold?
30.
Okie dokie. You all rolled your appropriate stealths and stuff if you needed to. Cool, good, awesome. Starting the combat is going to be Nirkaj at the top.
Nick's going to take an intimidating strike. 34 to hit.
Intimidating strike from... Oh, yeah, you get that damn reach weapon, eh? 34 will hit, yes.
So that is 14 damage, 11 piercing, 3 sonic, and you are frightened 1.
Okay, perfect. Taking some damage, and I'm frightened 1. Intimidating strike is cool. I love that. Love that feat. Okay, anything else from you?
Feeling pretty good about that. I'm just going to take another stab. I don't want to
Okay.
get up close. 33 to hit.
33 will hit as well.
18 further damage.
Nice.
Oh,
okay.
baby.
Boom, boom. Couple of big hits in.
And that's my turn.
Barrel, you're up. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Nirkaj, roll me a will save.
No. You know what? Okay. 29.
You gaze upon this creature and you feel like it when it turned around, it's like this strange abomination of some kind, as far as you can tell. And it lets out this weird gurgle, but you feel a sense of authority from it. Like it is meant to give you a command, but you shake it off. Barrel,
I've
you're
never
up.
listened to a catfish before in my life.
Barrel would like to recall knowledge. Is this a cultism? Nature?
Sorry, Doug. That's like no, probably no one has ever uttered those words before. I've never listened to a catfish in my life. It's ridiculous. Sorry, you want to recall knowledge? It is not going to be nature, and that is in fact going to be religion, or an applicable lore, possibly.
I don't have anything that herbalism and mining, so I don't think that I'm gonna get there. That would be a 9 on the die. It's probably not gonna do it. 23.
No, afraid not.
Okie doke. I'm just gonna blast.
Just gonna blast.
And slashing gust.
Okay, sweet. I was gonna say we haven't seen Barrel in action yet.
Yeah, barrel in combat, baby.
What do we got?
Barrel will just clap her hands together, and a slash of wind goes out, striking towards the creature. Can't roll for shit. 27 to hit.
That's a miss.
All right, that is all 3 of my actions.
Mm-hmm. You want to like free action say anything? Just to round it out.
Let me think.
You've tried to recall knowledge and then you missed.
It is a catfish. That is as much as I know. And then Barrel will fly 10 feet back out of the room.
How many actions is that?
Oh, that's Geomancer dedication.
Okay, do explain.
Certain terrain attunements, after I cast a spell with a certain trait, such as air, water, whatever, when I cast air or sky, a gust of wind carries you aloft. You can fly up to 10 feet. If you're in the air at the end of the turn and don't have a fly speed, you fall.
All right, then.
Hell yeah.
I think I'm doing this right, but
You could do that every time you cast a spell?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you had to choose. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I read it. I thought you had to choose the attunement for the day. Am I wrong about that?
No.
Okay.
Hang on real quick.
I'm not wrong?
You are wrong. Similarly with it.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll trust you on it for now. We'll move to... You just double check everything.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to go to Catfish Dude, who is going to... oh, shoot. Hold on.
I am right, but I am wrong because that was a cantrip, not a spell slot.
Oh, no, spell slot. Okay, so you couldn't
It has
move.
to be a spell slot, so yeah.
Okay, perfect. In that case, roll me a will save at the end of your turn.
34?
Okay. You feel the same thing. Like, there's a part of your brain that thinks, did I miss on purpose? Because you feel this sense of authority over you, but you shake it off thinking, no, there's no way. Like, that could have been the case. And this dude is going to, let's see here.
Jump in the water.
Gonna roll on up. Jump in the water. You wish. No, it's gonna go ahead and head towards Nick.
Okay, I'll take that reactive strike.
Yep, trigger the reactive strike.
28.
Was it a step or a stride?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I guess it would just step up. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, well, it was a shitty roll anyways, so.
So it's going to step up to Nick, and the fangs of this catfish head are going to launch over at you for a 38 to hit.
That will hit. I'm going to use dodge away as a reaction. It's going to move my AC from 28 to 29, so it won't be a crit.
Okay, probably a good call. What's that called?
Good thing you stepped.
Dodge away. Okay. Is it a kobold dude? Kobold thing?
I don't know if it's a kobold thing.
It's acrobat.
Acrobat, yeah.
Oh, acrobat. Oh, I forgot you were an acrobat. Okay, cool. All right, so regular hit. It's going to be 33 points of damage.
Okay.
And it will attempt the grab on you with its jaws. So it's going to be a 32 against your fortitude DC.
32 is a success.
Is the grab improved grab? Because otherwise,
I
think the step happens before the grab. I could be wrong because grab is a separate action, or is it not? I can't remember the remastered rules anymore.
No, it's not improved grab. So it still costs me an action, and I still have to roll for it.
Yes, but if Nick steps away over here, you would no longer be.
Oh no, he didn't actually move. Dodge away.
Oh.
Do you move? Do you move?
I only move if the attack misses.
Oh, if it misses.
Gotcha.
So I was very confused what you're saying.
So, yeah, it gives me a +1 circumstance bonus to my AC, and then if it misses, I'm allowed to move.
So anyway, first action step, second action attack, third action successful grab. Nick is now grabbed by this creature. Harold, you're in the back, hearing this fight happen inside the building. What do you do?
Harold will exploit vulnerability. So I roll a 37 for success. And I see that has a -10 to fire damage.
Indeed.
So I will take the mortal weakness.
Okay.
Okay. And then will stride into the room. If there's a catfish, I'm about to go noodling.
Oh God. Oh God.
If anyone knows what that is, shout out.
I do.
We do. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay.
What's your movement speed? Harold?
25.
Because that was 30 feet of movement.
No, it wasn't. Oh, it was because the second diagonal is 10. Fine.
Which, by
I'll
the
go
way,
there.
is a rule that I hate.
It's just math. Stupid
It's just
math.
stupid is what it is. But yeah, not getting around
Okay.
the other side, I'm afraid.
So I could not get to flanking, but just from the south of this creature, Harold will strike out with the cleaver. 32 to hit.
32 will hit.
Let's go, baby. 16 points of damage plus 10,
Okay.
and you're bleeding. Biatch.
And I'm bleeding. Okay. All right, so that's a sweet 26 damage plus 1d6 bleed, which is not... Can't automatically apply for some reason anymore. Something's gone wrong.
Fish don't
maybe with my
bleed.
modules. Apparently, I'm unaffected by bleed. It's not in my immunities, but it must be in there somewhere.
I don't trust this foundry shit.
Anyway, anything else from you?
No, that's it. And I rolled a will
Okay,
save
will
for
save.
you.
Yeah.
Because I'm a good boy.
What'd you get?
34, Master of Will.
Okay, same deal. Yeah, you get in there and you feel the sense of authority coming over you, but yeah, you shrug it off. You're master of your own domain at the end of the day. Raphael.
What weakness did you exploit there, Harold?
Fire.
Fire.
Okay. First action will be to move into flanking.
Bring out your pitchforks and your torches.
I don't think you're going to be flanking there if I'm grabbed.
Nope, you are still, because you still threaten the creature.
really?
You can still hit it.
You learn something new every day. Oh, I do anyways.
We've covered this many times.
Then he'll spend his next two actions to spell strike with an ignition.
Okay, spell strike with with ignition. I dig it.
It's a 28 to hit.
That hits whilst flanking. Damn.
All right, that is 12 points slashing and 16 points fire.
Which ends up being
Nice.
26 fire because of weakness 10. That's a big ol' hit. Very good.
And then Ruff, with a free action, will attempt to communicate in Thalassic.
What do you say?
We don't necessarily want to hurt you.
I was about to prompt you to make some sort of bubbly sound. I'm just glad you did it on your own. You can have your hero point.
Oh, thank you.
And the only response you get is actually it's like grabbing onto Nick. So it starts to it says a little bit of something almost under its breath, but it can't really say it out loud because it's got Nick all in its mouth. But it sounds like a language you've never heard before, and there's this sense of authority that comes over you. Roll me a will save.
21 resolve.
21 resolve.
What
What is that?
Yeah, resolve is my feat. If I get a
Oh.
success, it's a critical success.
Oh, okay. You have failed. Do you want a hero point?
Not necessarily, but I will turn back the clock.
Okay.
Turn it back, turn it back.
Is that for saves or is it only for tests of skill?
Turn back the clock is for saves or skill checks. Let's try that again is only for skill checks.
Cool.
So that's a 34.
34 is good. You are all now immune to the aura called false authority, which would have frightened you. It actually is a frightened 2 on a failure, which is awful.
Pearl was an anarchist, so that makes sense that she was fine.
Yeah.
Would have been frightened 2 and embarrassed 1 for fucking getting fooled by a catfish man.
Yeah.
We got catfished. What can you say?
What can you say? You're going to have to be embarrassed. Okay, that is now over to round 2 with Nick. What do you got?
Nick, not loving the grab thing, is going to try to get out of it with an acrobatics.
Okay.
34.
34 versus my athletics DC. That is a meet to beat.
Hell yeah.
No longer grabbed. Goddamn.
Okay. And then popping up like one of those clowns that you hit and then he pops right back up at you. But this time holding a spear.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. No, it's not. So I didn't remove the frightened condition after the end of my last turn.
Did you roll a will save?
You missed it by 1. Oh, do I need a roll a save with someone
fearsome
got dread armor?
Yeah, dread armor, excuse me.
Okay. 25? What's the DC?
20.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is 20.
It's 20. Okay, so it succeeded, which means you failed on your attempt to escape by 1. Brutal.
Okay, and
Still grabbed.
kind of bummed out about that. He is going to take a intimidating strike from the ground.
From
Out of
From the
map
grab,
minus
you mean.
5. From a grab. Well, yeah. I mean, he's always from the ground. He's 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
31.
31 will hit. Yep.
Okay, 19 damage, and you're back to frightened 1.
Okay, intimidating strike. Back to frightened 1. Maybe it's important. Maybe it'll count.
And he will end his turn in the tender embrace of a fishman.
That's manfish.
Beryl will bend over, slamming her fist into the ground, and it looks like her fingers splay underneath as she casts Crushing Ground. And I need a reflex save from the fish.
Reflex save, you say. No problem. 30.
That is a success, so you will take half damage of 32.
Okie dokie. What did you just cast? Crushing Ground. Cool.
Yeah, Crushing Ground. So since you succeeded, nothing special happens. And then last action, we'll prepare to aid Ruff. Or we'll just aid Ruff. So, yeah.
Okay. And that brings us to the Catfish Man, who is going to, let's see. Yeah, it's going to swing its polarizing mace. Yeah, I said it.
Hey.
Up all up into Nick's rib cage. Oh no, 25 to hit. Not
So,
good.
if I use dodge away now, where I don't see...
No, because you're
Anything.
immobilized, so you can't move.
Oh, I guess I'm off guard. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Requirements.
Yeah, you're
not
required
off
to be
guard.
not off guard to use it. Yeah, so you are off guard and immobilized.
So, sorry, what did you say, 24?
25 to hit.
Off guard, that is a... No, actually, no, it's calculated in here. Sorry, that's a miss.
Okay, miss. What do you at? 26 right now.
26, yeah.
Okay. And then a follow-up
tell
with
him
the
that.
other hand for a fist. Oh, it's a 25 to hit again. God damn it.
Stupid fish.
And then it will...
Nick's just laughing at him.
Yeah. It's actually going to release the grab on you. Free action. And then step back to where it was when you came in the room next to the door. Kind of stepping between Ruff and Harold.
Nick's gonna use a reactive strike against him.
Nah, it's a step. Can't do it.
Step.
Yeah.
It was a good roll, too.
And that's the end of this creature's turn, and the frightened condition falls off. Harold, what do you got? It's right next to you.
Harold will step to the southwest to flank with his boy Ruff.
Ruffy boy.
Freeman, real quick reminder, we'll save for Dread.
For Dread, thank you. 29, we're good.
And raising the cleaver up above his head, he slashes it down on this catfish. That is a 34 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
13 plus 10 fire damage for 23.
23 points of damage, but no bleed. What else you got?
And will strike out one more time, baby.
Come on.
That's a miss. So the cleaver comes down and smacks into the stone wall, and he says, "And here I thought we were having surf and turf." Come on, he's a butcher.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'll give it to you.
There's no fishmonger.
You could have a hero point. Go on.
I've been fishing for one of those.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I kind of that's what put me over the edge. Is I was thinking about how you were fishing and how apt that is.
Noodling for a hero point.
Raphael, this creature is nice and flanked for you. What do you do?
First action will be to take a 5-foot step.
Mm-hmm.
And then next 2 actions will be to cast Ignition again.
Okay, stepping away and casting Ignition.
Yeah, I don't think it has AOs, but I don't want to risk it for a cantrip.
Yep, fair.
I will go ahead and... Can I use medicine to point out a weakness, or what do you want me to use to aid here, Freeman?
You're aiding. You're for a spell attack roll.
Spell attack roll or medicine to point out a weakness? I don't know what you're feeling here, but...
We almost never do this, so...
I know.
Well, I'm kind of stumped. Medicine doesn't make much sense to me because you already know what the weakness is. So...
I was more pointing out, like, they're limping now because of the fissure under their legs, or something like that. But yeah, if you want spell attack roll, I can just do that so we can keep this going.
I don't know. You sell it to me. Instead of asking me what I want, you sell me what you want to do.
Seeing as this creature is badly injured now, Beryl is just going to point out, the legs. He is not moving as nimbly as before.
Yeah, go for it. I'm here for it.
38.
I'd say that helps a lot.
Classic weak point on a fish.
Call that a critical success, I think.
Hey, get that fish's legs.
If it's a critical success, you get a +2. If I'm a master, which I am, you get a +3 to this roll.
All right, +3. Let's go.
+3. So 29 to hit.
29 will hit. You needed a +2 though, so that was very helpful.
Oh yeah. Not rolling rocks today. I'm tempted to hero point it, but it just doesn't feel worth it. It's 12 points of fire.
It's looking rough enough. You don't need to. 22 points of fire damage, invoking that weakness.
It's starting to smell good in this little house.
Should have brought some Mountain Dew for this catfish.
What does a Mountain Dew?
It's that water on the ground when it's kind of warm and cold at the same time. You should know, Druid.
Nick, finding out that it's his turn by some divine intervention, will try to positioning assault this fish back into the middle of the room. Oh shit, 41 to hit.
That's a hit. That's definitely a hit. In fact, that's a crit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take a clean 41 to hit to put in there because I cuffed in the middle of that, and I'm gonna position the thing 5 feet to the right, please. 5 feet to the east. I mean, if it doesn't die with 32 damage.
Sure. Okay, you 32 damage and you reposition it, sorry?
Yep, I used a positioning assault, so I'd like it in between me and Harold's.
Okay, sure. Yeah, and you reposition it there. Got it.
And then another swing for 22 to hit's not going to do it.
No, that's not going to do it.
And no hero points, but I did pull a fish, so that's something.
You did. You reeled him in, as it were.
Ooh. More of a spear fisherman, but
That's you?
yep.
Okay, Barrel, what do you get?
Beryl is going to go back to a slashing gust, slicing through the air with her hands. Ugh. Cannot roll. There's a 23 to hit.
No.
And we'll prepare to aid, or we'll rather, prepare to aid Ruffigan. Actually, Harold. We'll give it to Harold because Harold's in the flank. So yeah, we're gonna aid Harold.
Okay, get it to Harold. Let's see here. The catfish creature is suddenly going to run towards the closed door here. Rolls a natural 20 on busting the door down and just barrels through it to the edge of the pier, which will provoke from Nick.
37.
Yeah, suck it, fish.
That's it.
20 damage.
Okay. You have not killed it.
What?
It rolls over to the edge of the pier, but then just turns around like it's back to the water, and just stands there waiting for you to come to it. Harold, what do you do?
It's a trap.
Yeah, bitch. I want to roll a perception as a... What's the word that I'm looking for here?
Sensing motive?
Sensing motive. I'm like, sensing intention. What are your intentions?
You pick up the wrong words. What do you, me?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like Harold is smart enough to know something's going on here. And in his, background of being a monster hunter, I want to know if there's something that he could, figure out about that.
Okay.
I could even roll esoteric lore on that if you wanted. It's not my first man-fish fight.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would allow esoteric lore. I don't even think Monster Hunter lore counts here.
Okay.
I can really only allow, perception.
35.
You think that this creature was magically implying a sense of authority over all of you, but the reality is it's a false authority because it serves another. But it serves another because it was at one point a treasonous creature, and then transformed into this. Its goal is to do the bidding of its master, which is to kill anyone who opposes them. Yep.
Is its master at the bottom of the lake with the lens? Fuck this fish and his friends. Okay.
What do you want to do?
I'm worried that its master is at the bottom of the lake with the lens and is some sort of empowered fucking beast down there. And the second I step out, it's going to snatch me off that dock. Is that the reality? I don't know. But I've used one action. I'll use another action to swap weapons to the light throwing hammer. And we'll step to the northeast so I can see the creature.
Okay.
But that's my turn.
Not to the doorway, but in line of sight of the dock. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And Raphael, you're up. Assuming Harold has shared at least some of this information.
There might be serving something that could be at the bottom of the lake, but that's just an idea I had and might not be true.
But you can at least tell Ruff it's on the end of the dock. It hasn't
It's on the end of the dock. Roast this ass.
And Ruff will attempt to do just that. He will stride, and then he'll spend his last two actions with another ignition.
Okay.
That's a natural 1 for an 18 to hit.
Nice.
So it just kind of, I don't know, maybe it lights the tails of Harold's jacket on fire as he pulls back to throw it.
You singe off some
He's
of the
patting
lint
out.
that he.
This is made a real tiger.
I'm sorry. So much fire, it gets a little hot.
I had to go real far to get this.
I don't want to use a hero point for a cantrip, but I think I'm going to just to try and get this out of the way. That's 21, which is also a fail, so good hero point.
Nice. Nirkaj, what do you got?
Yeah, he's just gonna run up and stab the thing. Take a run onto the dock.
He's gonna take care of business. Run past his
41
comrades.
to hit.
He says so casually. Nah, 41 to hit. Look, I even care. Yeah. Describe your kill. It's got 2 hit points left.
Yeah, I guess he probably expects more resistance, but he hits it right in the soft, fleshy underbelly of the fish face and kind of just like flails forward as it just impales through him.
Yeah, you just
and I
you
imagine
reach
a spray
out.
of fish guts goes all over the place.
Yeah, you're expecting more resistance. You stab in through. This fish guts like comes out from the fish on its head, but then as you pull your spear away and this body drops, the mace like clinks on the dock, and then just there is this static electricity and zap between your spear and the mace, and it just like sprays blood and viscera and like stale flesh all over the place as it as it just jolts the body of this creature and like blows part of it away.
Awesome. And he just sits there like looking like, did I just do that?
Yeah, like you just discovered your own superpower.
Did I do that?
Who put fish in the microwave? So is the mace still on the dock?
Yeah, it's still on the dock. I mean, unless you want me to roll to see if it falls into the water, I can do that.
Oh no, he's just gonna take a step up and kind of grab it.
Okay. You quickly
Like
grab this.
expecting it to blow up in his hands and him be the next fish person that's sprayed all over the dock.
Yeah. And yeah, you pick up this mace that is, I mean, you recognize most of what it is. It's a light mace. It's +1. It's striking. It has the shock rune on it, which gives it electricity damage. And someone can roll me a check to identify the rest of its abilities.
A 25 nature check.
No, you're unaware.
25 Arcana.
Also unaware.
27 esoteric lore.
Nailed it.
Yeah, baby.
It is, of course, the polarizing mace. And should it be paired with the wielder of the grounding spike, or sorry, I shouldn't say paired, so long as it's within 30 feet of the owner of the grounding spike, which is what Nick's weapon now is. There is a 2-action command and interact activation once per day, and a great surge of electricity connects the paired weapons, and all creatures in a line between you and the wielder of the grounding spike will take 4d12 electricity with a basic reflex save, which is a pretty low save. It's 24. Yeah, that's it. You could basically create a giant electric line once per day between them.
Creatures or enemies?
Creatures.
Yeah, got to be careful there. And just so we, like, is it going to be possible to toss this thing back and forth?
I think Dunk's asking if it's attunement or not.
If it's what?
Does it have attunement or does it not because it's just a +1 striking weapon?
It's just a +1 striking weapon. Yeah, you don't have to attune to it any more than you don't have to attune to any magical weapons usually.
Okay. So if I just like mid-battle, I can toss it to somebody and they can catch it, and then I can.
Pretty much, or you could keep it on someone else. Someone else can just carry it around if they don't have the spare hand.
Beryl has an open hand, so.
What's most important is that it does require someone to be wielding it. You can't just like toss it on the ground somewhere and shoot a line to it. Needs to be it doesn't have attunement, but someone does need to be holding it to in fact, the one holding the mace is the one activating it, actually, is the most important thing, because your grounding spike just does its thing. You have your own effect, actually, if I recall correctly. If you hit a target that has been struck by the mace within the last round, you deal electricity damage to the target equal to the number of grounding spikes damage dice. So you would do like an extra 2 damage, and if you critically hit, the target would become off guard. So if someone's swinging that mace around, you can take advantage of it, or they can activate this effect with your weapon.
Fun.
Throwing down and picking up.
Yep.
Nick, why don't you mosey off that dock? I don't like the looks of it.
Well, this does seem like a pretty dangerous place to be with this much dangerous electricity in my pocket, so...
You just leave the corpse of the creature on the dock?
Oh, I guess probably go through his fishy pockets.
Sure, yeah, there's nothing else.
Okay.
Doesn't have any pockets, really.
I mean, I don't want to toss the thing in the water and attract fishes, bigger fishes.
Don't want to test to see what's in the water?
Yeah, I'm sure it's friendly, whatever it is, but no.
Okay. All right, so you head back into the this boathouse.
And we search it thoroughly.
That's probably a good idea.
Capital T, capital S.
If we push it into the water, we could perhaps draw out any larger creatures while we still have the benefit of land under our feet.
This is a good idea, but I would like to bandage our kobold friend first before we instigate further conflict.
I love the idea that Inoki can just like slowly consume a whole corpse. Gives you serial killer vibes.
Is that one of their abilities?
No. I just think it's funny. Yeah, I mean, go ahead and expedite any treating wounds,
Yeah, I just took the one hit.
If you take a look around the room, you'll see that there is that rowboat to the north. There's actually a small sea chest inside. And inside you find 2 +2 striking daggers. Oh, sorry, 1 +2 striking dagger.
Damn.
And 1 +2 armor potency rune.
Damn.
Ooh.
Damn is right.
Ooh.
And you find one other object. It's like a little, it's a token. It's like a little feather token. Like it's like a simple feather from an exotic bird. The feather shaft is dipped in gold and bears a single arcane rune upon it.
Harold, as he's searching for this, pulls it up and rolls a 26.
It is an extremely convenient swan boat feather token. If you activate it, it can only be activated if you toss it into a large body of water, such as a lake or broad river, and it transforms into a swan-shaped boat capable of carrying up to 32 medium creatures. Jesus, 8 large creatures or 2 huge creatures. The boat moves in the water at a speed of 50 feet and lasts 1 day. Wow, that's big.
Now I done found this feather here, y'all. And I think I can make a boat out of it if we're willing to traverse these waters. Also, there's an armor potency rune and a hell of a dagger.
Yeah, because we don't see any other boats around, right? Is that a boat right here? Like, can we get this out of here?
Oh, sorry. The boat, like, it looks like it's in pretty rough shape. It looks like it's not very usable. It wouldn't be very reliable at all. It's just covered in mold and worn away, and yeah, it doesn't look sturdy or like it's gonna keep the water out at all.
Well, I'd trust a magical boat more than anything we find around here.
Maybe me thinking that there was something in the water would be a little bit of superstition. If you guys want to take this and head in there, I'm with y'all.
Well, My only concern is it. You said it only lasts for a day, correct?
That's true.
So we can use these feather, and Beryl will kind of just rub her hand across the boat. GM, how long do I think it would take me if I used crafting to like fix this up?
That's a good question. I mean, it'll take some time to like
a day or two, 4 days.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
That being said, like it's not like I know you guys don't want to swim across. There are, if you look, other ways to the other side of the water that's not crossing the water.
Yeah.
Like from the Erdefon camp, there is a trail.
Yep.
Or like along the edge of the water, basically in the cavern here, and you also have yet to really, look at the rest of this area. So maybe there's something else as well. So don't. What I'm trying to say is, don't go thinking you got to throw the swan boat just to get to the other side and waste it right away. Like
perhaps we save the feather token for a speedy retreat.
It's a great idea. Maybe we'll need it later to get somewhere specific in the lake once we find out where that lens could be.
This is good thinking, Harold. But I propose that we just patch up our wounds, and then we follow the shoreline and make our way further to the north and west.
Sounds great to me.
Is the feather token a consumable?
It is, yeah. I just double checked it. That being said, I'm pretty sure it's feather tokens have been updated in the remaster. And I don't know if this is one of them. Let me just double check. Because, yeah, there's a new thing called a Marvelous Miniature. Oh, no, yeah, the Marvelous Miniature appears to be the new feather token, in parentheses, swan boat.
No.
Miniature that can be activated when tossed into a large body of water, such as Lake or Broad River. It transforms into a cutter. It's a specific boat. The cutter lasts 1 day, but it is still listed as a consumable, so, yeah.
Well, to avoid these Erdefon, how about we head to the north?
This is amenable.
Ruff just kind of shudders at the thought of encountering the Erdefon again.
And Nick leaves the building, completely forgetting his door knocker.
Absolutely not did he forget about his door knocker.
Come on.
He didn't even look back at the dead fish man because he was looking straight at that door knocker, thinking Freeman's going to hate it when he forgets that I have this and he doesn't want me to get into a room later.
You're not
and then
wrong.
He's going to think, why did I have that thought? And who's Freeman?
My lot in life is to love and hate at the same time. Because I love it, but it's also a little bit annoying.
Who is holding onto the polarizing mace right now?
Nick's got it.
Can I hang on to that? Perhaps we can find ourselves in a good position to make use of it.
By all means. And if you feel like smacking something in the head with it.
I am not an expert at this, but if I find myself in the situation, I will do my best.
All it takes is practice.
Okay, so you all you get your inventories sorted out, your weapons swapped around, and can you you can hold the staff and the mace at the same time, can't you?
No, because I'm carrying a shield.
By the rules, no. Oh, you're carrying a shield. Okay.
Yes.
So are you doing the mace
the
and the shield
staff
right
is
now,
going away for now. The mace is out.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you head to the north. So to the north of the lodge is a big round structure with some like support structures around it. Because the cavern is so tall, but it would strongly suggest, and I think you kind of already know this, or at least some of you do based on location, that this big round smooth wall structure is very much the footprint to the Gauntlet, but with no discernible entrance to it at this level.
Nick, do you have another door knocker?
Of course I have a door knocker.
No, another one to use today.
Oh, no, I just have the one.
Oh, this is a shame.
I never thought I'd have to break into two places on the same day.
Beryl just laughs. And we continue north.
Avoiding notice.
So heading north. Who's got? I mean, we've got lots of light going. Does anyone have dark vision that extends out pretty far?
Nick does.
I have
Nick
greater
does.
dark vision that goes forever,
okay.
but it's not working on Foundry, so.
Oh yeah. I think we covered that before.
Greater
It's just
dark
important to
vision
note
mind.
that you see like as you come to the north and you're looking out, the cave kind of rounds away from your vision, but you can see the edge of like worked stone on the lake edge to the northeast of you right now. It actually looks like a.
That's the northwest.
Fuck. Why can't I get my east and west right? That's the worst. To the northwest, and it looks like a sort of like stone, I guess, like walkway or platform that you could very much pull a boat up to. Just so you know, it's not like elevated or anything.
To the southwest.
Do this exactly. God damn it. Do you continue around to the northeast, around the perimeter of the gauntlet?
When you say northeast,
You mean northwest? I can't tell if he's doing it on purpose or not anymore.
I meant it this time. It's northeast.
I'd say so.
Okay, continue along. You continue through this cavern, and you just find more and more like massive swaths of mushrooms and flora and little tiny evidences of fauna. It goes on and on and on. It is massive. It's a venerable forest with like some, I guess you have clusters of mushrooms, massive clusters, but you have to navigate around them slowly, and then you find another way to go. And as you head to the northeast here, you do see a larger, much wider sort of tunnel heading further to the northeast. It's a little more north. But then you do notice a smaller, tighter tunnel that's a little more to the east. You have a little fork in the road, as it were.
Look, Inoki, it's your sister. And then Beryl will kind of just...
Inoki noise.
So, do we head east towards the Narrows or north to the wide set? Personally, as a dwarf, I prefer the Narrows. It feels comfy at times, but,
What is our plan here? I thought we were going to find the lens in the lake.
I thought we were as well, but it feels like we are diverting to the sides to... I don't know. There's mushrooms here, so I'm just happy to be along.
Now, my plan here was we want to get to the other side of the lake. We don't want to swim it, I assume, and we're going to save that feather for now. It didn't look like we could shimmy on around between the wall and the lake, so we're going to take the road less traveled and go a little bit out of our way here. And I was thinking north, and then we'll veer back west as soon as we can.
Agreed.
You have my trust, Harold.
Well, see how that's gone before.
So you take the more northern passage, hoping to loop around to the west. It makes sense. It just makes sense. You keep heading that direction. Let me just expedite you a little bit here.
I will say that Harold is keeping close to Ruff. One, because they're buddies, and two, because Harold can't see a fucking thing down here.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. As you head through this wider northern passage, you discover another narrow tunnel that heads a little more to the east. You do notice the tunnel does start to loop north and veer to the west a little bit. But as you head through this tunnel, you notice a couple of bones on the ground. Everyone roll me a perception check.
Can I also throw in a medicine check to see how long they've been there and stuff?
No need.
Okay.
It's not just bones.
Okay.
It's viscera. It's blood. And it is a horrifyingly recent battle of some kind. where there is basically a trail of gruesome remains that winds through into the narrow cavern or narrow tunnel, but also winds up the other way to the northwest. It appears to be a trail of death.
So it's a different narrow tunnel than earlier.
Yeah, a different one from earlier. So you have like a trail that you're not quite sure where it started and where it ends, but it clearly goes up one way and through the other as well.
I would like to roll a survival to try to determine which direction it's going.
Okay, sure.
29.
You're pretty sure that the battle happened nearer to the northwest, and this blood and everything in this viscera shows signs of things being dragged into the narrow tunnel.
So Harold pops a squat on his haunches, kind of grabs a bone and pushes some of the viscera around. Nah, I think this battle happened a little north of here, but they pulled these poor bastards down this narrow tunnel.
Would Harold know that's how predators tend to den, is with a narrow opening and no exit?
I've been around many predators before, and I know that they tend to den down in narrow areas with small entrances and no exits. Not all of them, but some of them.
Not all of them. How do you spell all of them? That's what I want to know.
Alluvem. Truly, your reputation as a hunter is well merited, Harold. Shall we? And Beryl gingerly steps over some intestines on the floor.
And you heading north, not to the narrow tunnel?
I thought we were heading to the narrow tunnel, unless we just want to leave this thing at our back.
I mean, entering the thing that's already well-fed lair.
I could go in and take a look. I have dust of disappearance.
You should probably go alone.
Nick smacks him in the ass with a spear.
I can go in invisible and teleport myself in small increments out if required. The company would be welcome, I assure you, but...
Surely the anxiety from Nick and Harold still on the mind of letting Ruff do something solo, even if it's invisible. Surely.
We stay together.
And he's trepidatious about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not his first inkling, but he knows he's got invisible shit, and
Yeah.
I think he's got the best stealth in the party. Or we could cover Inoki in the invisible dust and send them in.
Are there any important familiar abilities you can exploit there, Cam, with your build, or no?
Nope, just echolocation is about it, so... But,
Okay.
I mean, we're going to have to go in. There's no invisibility here, I don't think. Or at least not for Inoki. But yeah, we can send Inoki in. Like, that's fine.
Wouldn't dusted dryness work?
Like the creature probably doesn't eat vegetables, so... Inoki, stay very still.
So you're heading into the small tunnel to cover your tracks? That's the idea? Or...
Yeah.
And I think if we are avoiding notice, we should try to cover our scent as well. And so maybe Harold, the expert hunter, would suggest smearing something on us to help mask our scent so that the predator may, if they are asleep, might not wake up.
Sure. Sometimes when approaching creatures, you don't want your scent to go downwind. Grab something that smells not like prey. Maybe some
His
of them
voice
there
is-
mushrooms.
His voice
fungi.
is echoing off the cavern walls. Now, the thing you don't want to do.
You don't want to get in front of a badger and go, blah, 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 blah.
Just don't use any of this viscera and random body parts.
Beryl just puts Inoki on her head.
All right, so you head into the narrow tunnel, and it starts out very narrow. Like, it's, you get like shoulder to shoulder practically at the beginning of that tunnel. Who's going in first?
Nick could go in first.
Nick could go in first. He's got a little more body room. You step through, and as you continue along the tunnel, there is nothing but more evidence of blood and viscera and organs and random bits and body parts left over. And it winds a little bit until you reach a cavern that just reeks of death and decay. And also of the familiar smell, the recently familiar smell of what happens when an Erdefon dies and explodes with void gunk. And that's what we're going to call it.
Ew.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I was hoping it was going to smell like fried catfish.
You've left that behind. Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.